Welcome to Bash's Magic. No, it's not. An introduction to the command line for Mac OS and Linux. Welcome to part 6, where we're going to use some basic tools and look at the wider universe of tools available to us through the package managers. Here we are back at the terminal, and if you watch part 5, this should look familiar. We're simply in a training folder with a new folder and a few files that we made last time and manipulated. Well, this time we're going to look at a few tools. The first one we're going to look at is grep. Grep stands for Global Regular Expression Search, and we can see that if we type man grep. Now this might look a little overwhelming when you first look at it, but grep is pretty simple in concept. It will look at any pattern you give it and try to find that pattern in whatever you tell it to look in. That's the basic idea. So if we just run a grep locally here, and that's for the word hello, which is lowercase, and we're going to look in asterisk, which means everything it can see. So all of these files it can currently see. And there it is. If you remember from the last video, our script above, we're going to cat that real quick, the script, that is, in fact, Star Wars, the entire script, which fits screen. And you'd think, well, wow, there should definitely be the word hello inside of Star Wars. But it turns out that there's not, because we're only looking for the lowercase hello. Hello normally starts a sentence, therefore it's probably capitalized throughout the script. So let's go ahead and look for uppercase hello. And there we go. We see that hello only appears 3 times in the entire Star Wars script. That's interesting. But what if we wanted to look and not care how it was capitalized or not? Well, we'd throw a negative I or a dash I or the I flag. It stands for insensitive. We're case insensitive now. And now it will show us, yes, we have hello world, which we were expecting, and also in the Star Wars script. So that's grep. Another great tool is curl. So let's clear the screen here real quick. Well, let's see what the manual has to say about this. This pulls things across the internet using a URL. It's a really handy tool for moving files from point A to point B, as well as examining things that we can find on the other end of a URL. So for instance, if I curl my website, https mcdwayne.com, bring back, oh, it's permanently moved. That's because I need to go to the actual address. And there it'll bring back the full page, which isn't super handy, but that first one I did shows me, yes, in fact, I am looking at a redirect when I looked there. If I throw a flag negative capital I can bring back just the headers from that website and see that my cache is stale, which is fine. I don't expect a lot of visitors on that website at this point in time. Okay, let's go ahead and clear the screen. One of the other uses of curls is moving a file across the internet as is, which you can accomplish with capital O. And then we simply give it the address of a raw file. So we'll move the whole thing. In this case, I'm going to move an index file. I'm going to look at the raw. And this is just from example repo maintained. And now if I look locally, I see that I do have an index.html, which matches exactly what I pulled it from if I was to cat that out. There we go. So let's clear that out. Another really good tool that I think comes in handy a lot is calc. If I'm doing some simple math like 125 times, say 42. Just very simple math. It's very quick to do. I don't have to leave the keyboard. I don't have to pull up another application. It's just there. So calc probably isn't installed on your machine yet. So if you type calc, if you're playing along at home, you might be like, wait, where is this? It might not be there yet. I installed it on this machine using Brew. Brew is a package manager. Actually, let's type man brew. It's the missing package manager for Mac OS. On a Linux system, you're probably going to use apt. It's a very similar idea. There's a very large library of applications. You can simply say brew install, and it will reach out onto the shelf. It knows what a specific word will mean, such as calc, and go ahead and build that for us. So if I wanted to play a Legend of Zelda game, for instance, Legend of Zelda, I find that, oh, there's a few here I could play. I'll go ahead and play this version of it, which all I need to do to install it is, let's come back here and clear. I can brew install, and it should, first it will update homebrew. Then it's going to go find all the dependencies it needs. And there, we now have a program installed. So all I need to do is type the name of the program, ZSDX, and it will go ahead and fire up. But I don't want to play right now, so I'll just simply shut it. And let's go back to what we were doing. You can see there, it wired up the Solaris game engine, which uses OpenGL, and some other great information there. And we're done. So that is how you get new things brew, or if you're on the Linux box, apt. In fact, most modern versions of Ubuntu, if you're missing a program that's expecting, it will actually fail and then tell you how you can install it using the apt library. And just like brew, there's a lot of documentation around apt and a lot of guidance that the system will give you as you're using it. Make sure you come back for part 7, or we're going to look a little bit closer at piping and a few of the things that make Bash special.